Hello and welcome to this special meeting from the Macomb Park Board of Commissioners for November 4th of 2020. We will start with an approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, and the agenda stands approved. And just a friendly reminder, as for all special meetings, we're restricted to discussing the agenda only this evening. And with that, according with the agenda, and I just lost my form here. Yes, item number 3, consideration of an action on Ordinance 336, short-term borrowing authorization. As you read earlier from Director Lenz, she did a really nice job as far as an explanation of what this is all about. We've been awarded several grants associated with the play pockets at Patton Park, and have including a large grant through the state, which is pending. It's pending for the development of that, and the awarded grants through PlayCorps are matching dollars, which add up to $47,000. And a portion of the state grant was dedicated to be those matching dollars for the purchase of these play pockets out at Patton Park. And because of COVID, always blaming everything on COVID, right? The relief efforts for the state are about 6 weeks behind. So we're kind of at we're approaching this deadline with PlayCorps. Hence the special meeting this evening. So I'll quickly read the ordinance number 336, authority for a short-term loan. Whereas PA 0980906, as outlined in Section 6.7 of the Park District Code, permits Illinois park districts to receive short-term loans from banks, savings and loan associations, and credit unions. Whereas PA 0980906 authorizes park districts to make such loans for any corporate purpose. Whereas the Macomb Park District has need of funding to complete purchase of playground equipment in a timely manner, taking advantage of favorable terms from the manufacturer of said equipment. And whereas repayment of this short-term loan will be made from funds appropriated to the district by the state of Illinois, therefore now be it ordained by the Board of Commissioners of the Macomb Park District meeting in special session that the Macomb Park District intends to enter into a short-term loan agreement with First Bankers Trust Company here in Macomb, Illinois, the amounts of the said loan not to exceed $50,000. The district's director and business manager are authorized and directed to execute said short-term loan agreement. If any item or a portion thereof of this ordinance is for any reason held invalid, this shall not nullify the remainder of this ordinance. This ordinance shall be effective immediately upon its approval by the district's Board of Commissioners. So, with that said, does anyone feel the need to go into a closed session to discuss this further? Yes.
I think what you said earlier, that the director's explanation, and that you having mentioned it, that's now available in the public record. for me, is perfectly satisfactory as a basis for further discussion. I don't think there's anything particularly hush-hush here,
Okay.
other than where she and Chris are going to run off to with the money.
Nowhere.
That is not true.
What an odd thing to say.
Director Lentz has already given me an insight of what the intentions of the funds are for,
Thank you, Russ.
so I don't have any.
$50,000 is
Concern.
not going to meet the director's case.
It's a private plane.
I have a question to
Patrick, please
discuss.
ignore him.
To discuss any of these issues, do we have to go into a closed session?
No, we can move, well, that's a point of order. We can move for this ordinance, and would I be out of order to go ahead and move that we approve the authorization for this short-term loan with First Bankers Trust Company here in Macomb? And then we can go into discussion. Could I move?
Yes.
I will second that for,
All right. It's moved and seconded. All right. So,
I only have two questions. The first question is a short term already been established? Have you already gone through the process of the loan? Okay. So we don't know about a particular interest rate or anything of the details.
I did get that information for you just in
Okay.
case. So the interest would be 3%.
And we're not gonna exceed $50,000.
Correct.
Perfectly understanding me? Thank you.
Great question.
And the short-term span that we're looking at hopefully is how long?
So according to Park District Code, Section 6.7, we have 2 years to pay it off. I do not foresee our loan extending past 3 months.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think the state will have allocated the funding at that point.
okay. It's hard to see because we're only right here. All right. Well, with that said, is there a,
I move the question.
Huh?
I move the question.
so, okay, and the question is there a motion to approve?
We already had that.
We've had
Motion, we
first
had
and a
second, now we're up for
Oh, so
closing.
we're on
the-
second, okay, is there
we're
a second
closing
then?
No,
the
we've had a second.
discussion.
Well, we've had the second.
I'm moving the question so
Moving,
that we proceed
we close
immediately to a
that
vote.
to vote,
Okay.
yes.
So roll call vote
There you
then,
go.
please.
Yes.
We're getting there.
Commissioner Weiss,
Aye.
Commissioner Edwards,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamage,
Aye.
Commissioner Ham,
Aye.
Commissioner Hemingway.
Aye.
All right. So it has been approved. Item number 4 on the agenda is consideration of an action on the purchase of the Pathway for Play Playground Pockets equipment. Would you like to talk more about
Sure.
the?
Yeah. So just to provide some clarification, the pieces of equipment that we are voting on to purchase this evening are only pieces that were affected by the matching grant that we received from Playcorps. So this will not be for the purchase of all 4 pockets. This will only be for the purchase of equipment in 3 of the pockets, as 1 pocket was not affected by the grant. So we will move forward with that purchase once the state allocation comes through. But there were only a few items that were coming up against a deadline, and Playcorps, we appreciate them. They did give us an extension on this deadline, and were willing to give us a second, so that's why we're moving so quickly. But so we will only be purchasing equipment in 3 of the pockets, and then again we'll move forward with the rest once the state allocation comes through.
Any questions or concerns that prior to making any motion? Okay. All right. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right. It has been moved and seconded. Roll call vote, please. Yes? Do we need to?
Did you ask for discussion?
Oh, discussion. Is there any more discussion on this? I'm sorry.
Move to close.
John's having a great time.
All right, no discussion. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Edwards,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamage,
Aye.
Commissioner Ham,
Aye.
Commissioner Hemingway,
Aye.
Commissioner Weiss.
Aye. All right. Well, being that there were only 2 items on the agenda, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And we stand adjourned. I thank you all so much for coming to this special meeting.